there is a cost for following Jesus. Before you start following Jesus, have you counted the cost? Yeah? And that's what me, Fian Kisero, and the finest and fittest, Ricky Wayne Moore, are about to actually discuss on. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
You're ready?
I'm ready.
You're ready, to count the cost, yeah? It's like actually, let's say, before actually getting into a commitment, you count the cost. You see, many people don't realize that, it's not just emotions that sustain a relationship. There's a cost you count. Before even
you have to know what you're signing up.
Exactly. Yeah. So when you face trials and tribulations,
you know that this comes with them.
It's coming because
it's like the simple, like you are the consequences, the choices you make. You are your choices, the choices that you make. So choices that you make comes with consequences. So you have to know what it comes with.
True. I agree. So what is actually what is the cost of following Jesus?
What is the cost of following Jesus? For that, that is simple to me because the scriptures put it out like your life. It says like if one cannot lose his life, at the end he will. One cannot. One saves his life right now, he will lose it at the end. But if you lose it now, you will gain it. Then he says, if you don't deny yourself and following me every day, you're not my disciple. So it is a new life. So you have to lose your life. So the cost of following Christ is really your life, because the people died for the gospel. People, because of what you believe. I always say, if you cannot die for what you believe in, then it's not valuable. If it's not worth living it, like dying for it, it's not worth living for it. What are you living for? If you can't die for it.
So you're saying it's about total commitment, total surrender, and total obedience to God.
And do you know, half obedience is disobedience? So it's total when you mess him.
So what you're saying is that it's about total commitment, total surrender, and obedience to God. And the fact that, as even Jesus said, you see, anything that, if there is anyone or anything in your life that you find you love above him, then you're not worthy of following him. You see, if you love if you love your mom more than Jesus, if you love your wife more than Jesus, if you love your job, yourself, everything, anything above Christ, then you're not worthy of following. Meaning that he's saying the cost is actually giving your life. The same way the cost to get you, the cost that Jesus paid to get you was giving his life. So the cost actually that Jesus is telling you is to give your life. That's the cost of following Jesus. If your life's not given to him, then no, you're not following Christ. Know that you've not actually evaluated, you see, the decision of following Christ, of being saved. Are you seeing? Because it's a cost. You're going to face persecution, tribulation. The old friends used to go out and party with, now they'll start calling you Mtiaji. That happened to me. Are you seeing? They'll start seeing you different, because you no longer do what they do. You're now separate. Are you seeing? You're living a holy life. You see, you're following the narrow path. You see, and now that becomes a challenge. And that actually leads me to the question that's very also personal to some extent. What actually price did you, as Ricky Wayne Moore, pay to follow Christ?
What price? I think first of all, you have to notice what you're signing up yourself for. So if you know you're signing up for a place where Jesus says that you are supposed to live in holiness, purity, so there's some things you give up. There is a lifestyle I can't. Actually, to the most simple things, there are memes I can't post. There are places I can't go. Why? Because my life is not dictated by trends and the world patterns. My life is dictated by my master. And when my master says this is not the way, this is the way of distraction, I don't go to it. So basically, I have to risk being called foolish. I have to risk being called spiritual or religious or crazy person. I have to risk it. Why? Because this is the path. I think this is the path of life. It's narrow. It's narrow, and losing friends is one of them. There are people you can't vibe with. There's things that there are privileges I cannot enjoy because that's what people think. So it takes everything. It takes all of your past life, all of it, the life that you used to live. I had to lose that life for me to live the life I have right now. Everything that came with that old life, it's dead and gone. So that's the cost. I lost that person that I thought I was for me to have this new life. So it took me friends, everything about me, everything that I had identified myself with, everything that gave me importance, everything that gave me a sense of meaning and living for me to, so I had to let that go and take the cross, which is Christ. Now I'm me. So this new life, it's not mine. It's not mine. Yeah.
So it's actually, you've been entrusting your entire life to God daily crucifying the flesh, your human capacity. That's been the cost that you've been paying. That's amazing. I think I can share mine.
Yeah, you should actually. I would love to hear it.
I think, like, for me, because I grew up in a Christian family, before I could come back to Christ and make this decision I'm making to follow Jesus, I was a point of focus. I was much more popular. Not that I'm not popular now, because there's just an aspect that makes me influential. Just, I don't know. It's something that God placed in me. But coming out from the world, I'm no longer the point of focus of people. Are you seeing? Now I'm the mtiaji. Making that decision, now I'm no longer fitting into their best of opinions. Are you seeing? I'm countering the current, you see, and it takes courage actually to take such a path. Are you seeing? Even to be an evangelist, people don't see the place of understanding that for every savior there's a cross. Are you seeing? They rejoice when they see the savior, but they don't know the cross that the savior carried. Are you seeing? They don't understand that there are points in my life, the relationships I had to sacrifice. You see, I was not joking. Even some people are like, we're just giving you 1 week or something. You just come back here, yeah. It's like telling me to go back to the pit to feed the pigs. Are you seeing? Not that I'm not calling them pigs. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, it's like going back to that. You see, because at that place I was empty. Are you seeing? Even if I was trying to save my old life, I was losing it. I was getting fleshly needs met. I was getting satisfied with this and that. But I was losing my life. I was slowly dying inside. Are you seeing? I was slowly getting disconnected from God. You see, even I knew by day, to be honest, many I was going to hell. me, I was like, I remember my friends would be like, see you, Kiseros, we're going to hell together. And because I believed that I was too lost for God to find me. I believed that Christ can't save a sinner like me, but I was wrong. And now when I found out that He's given me the invitation, and I made the decision, there are things I couldn't go for anymore. There are things I couldn't do anymore. There were those decisions that were difficult. You see, even ministry, as we're talking right now, you see, there are many decisions, a lot of friendships. Even when I started this channel, there are a lot of friends I lost. Are you seeing? There are a lot of friends who told me they love me, they care about me, all those things, and they still left me. But God stayed. He was closer than a friend, you see. He was closer than a brother. He was closer than my thoughts. Are you seeing? He's too closer than anything. That's why I can't leave Him. Actually, my life belongs to Him. So the price I really paid was my life. Every day, dying to my own capacity, my own control. Are you seeing? To give the control unto Him, to give the power unto Him. You see, to live by the Spirit and not according to the flesh, that I may die. Because if I try and sustain myself by the flesh and try to find myself by my own capacity, the created thing trying to find itself without its source, are you seeing? I will die. Are you seeing? But when I restore my connection to God, live by His light, are you seeing? I begin to be healthy. I begin to find myself. I began to discover myself. I never knew I was going to be an evangelist one day. Are you seeing? Yeah. But look, yeah. And I'm very happy and full of joy. You see, even when people call me Ngui, when I'm persecuted, I'm highly persecuted. I'm not everybody's favorite. You see. But that's the prize. You see, I'm taking the narrow path, and I have to be bold and courage to take this independent path. You see, even when everyone's don't go with me, I will still follow. You see, I'm bold enough to stand for the truth, to stand for what's right, to stand for Christ, to stand for the life that I live. You see, it's either you take me as who I am and my values, or look for someone else. There are many people, 1 billion people in this world, you see. But for me, I'm living for Jesus. Yeah, you'll come here and find the truth. Hey, I've talked a lot.
It's amazing. That's an amazing testimony.
Oh my goodness, I've talked too much. Yeah.